Hey everyone, it's Ed. Welcome back to the channel. I want to take just a few minutes here to talk about some really cool functionality with the Supernote platform. There's been a lot of talk around tags and keywords and how that functions on different devices. And one thing recently that Rod over at Rants About Tech mentioned was he thought there were just too many steps for the Supernote when it came to creating a keyword or a tag. Now, Supernote calls them keywords. And the reason that's important is that you have to separate it from a keyword as being a word that you circle and instead being a word that's important for the context you're in. And that's where this becomes really powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through really quickly, and I'm going to show you how keywords can be really, really valuable and why they're important. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the demo, and I'll show you what we're talking about. So right here, you can see what is going on when it comes to my blog that I'm currently writing. So I'm writing a blog about the calendar and about how powerful it is on the Supernote platform. And again, that's a different topic for a different time because I'm just going to show you the keyword functionality here. But I want to show you why it's so important. So for example, if I go to my table of contents here, and of course you can see a table of contents, you can see keywords, or you can see star marks. But what you'll notice is you can view keywords multiple ways. So the idea being that I could do a keyword and look at what all keywords I have on multiple pages. That works one way. Or I can go ahead and condense those. And that's what I'm doing in this case. So right now I see all of the keywords that I need to see for this one selection on this page. And that's the important part here. On this page, the only thing that's a keyword is this title. So this heading. So what I've done here is I've said, here is my title for my blog. And then when I go back to this page here, you're going to see I've tagged it or I've entered a keyword as a blog, as a calendar, as an organization, or it's about the calendar. It's about organization, productivity. It's part of my social media, and it's about the Supernote. All of those things are now associated with that one piece of text, and none of them are labeled the title because that's already collected somewhere else when you index this. Now, what does that do when you go to search globally? So let's go ahead and do this in real time. We'll go to the global search, got to select keyword here. And then if I go to drop down, you're going to see I've already done blog before, but I'll hit search. Now what's going to happen is this is going to crawl through all of my notes and it's going to look for keywords. And I have thousands of notes in here. It's going to look for keywords addressing the blog. And there you go. And what you'll see is all of those have blog as the keyword, including the one we were just on. And I could go straight from here to that blog. And I'll press that and I'll open it up. Now, what's nice is if I go back to that same search, and let's go ahead and clear this out. So we'll clear that out. And now I'll put in what was one that I had. I'll put in productivity. Productivity. And we'll make sure that that recognizes it did. So I'll go ahead and hit search. And now it's going to recrawl all of those different files and look for the keyword productivity. And what you should see happen here in just a minute is look at that. It came up with exactly the note, and that's the only one so far that I've tagged with productivity. Now imagine that I want to see as I'm moving forward, and I learned this by watching Rod struggle and think that you had to say the word you're recognizing is the keyword. None of my keywords are the title, but what it's about is the keyword. So if I go back and I tag all of my social media posts that are about productivity, all of my blogs that are about productivity, any other file that may be about productivity, then when I hit productivity, I can see all of those. And I can associate as many as I want to any specific task. Aaron over at 2530 Media, who does a phenomenal job talking about the Go 10.3, says you can associate up to 5 keywords, or they call them tags, per tag. So you can tag something and you can associate that selection with up to 5 tags. Here, it's unlimited. I put in at least 6 to try it, and so far I haven't found an upper limit. Of course, you run out of things you want to actually make keywords. But imagine just letting this go over time. Anyway, that was something I just wanted to show you really quickly. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me on this little bitty rant, this little bitty tirade about the functions of the keywords. I think it's really important to understand why Supernote does things the way they do. Sometimes it can seem like they're trying to do it like everyone else, when the truth is they've got a whole nother philosophy and a whole nother way of thinking behind what they're doing, so that they can make your life as a creator, as someone who's taking notes, as someone who's a professional, trying to be as productive as possible. This is a way to do that. But thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching my content. Please like, subscribe, subscribe over on Patreon, join as a member here on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for my online course where we're talking about organization and second brain systems. I just dropped module 2, which is all about mind mapping and productivity. So please join me for all of that. You'll see it down in the description below. You'll see my patrons scrolling, as well as my YouTube members here as well. Thank you again. And until next time, keep moving forward, and we will talk to you soon.